Hello everyone, I'm Zika. Today I will be going over the rules in Wings of Fire Beta and helping you guys learn what's okay and what can get you reported. First off, if you ever see anyone break a rule or say something that you think breaks a rule, please join the Talons of Peace Discord server and make a ticket through the reports channel following this format, and this rough example of how to do it. If you do not have Discord or cannot use it, ask someone in the game to report them for you. Please do not handle situations on your own or tell people they are getting reported. Please let the staff handle everything. Now, I will first go through things that are reportable. You should not do these ever, even as a joke. Number 1. Disrespect. Disrespect can count as bothering people's private roleplays, not leaving a space if asked nicely, or rudely telling people to go somewhere else. Being mean or rude in any way towards other players is never okay. You should not call people names, insult people, swear at people, or threaten people with harm and violence. If an argument does happen, please call a moderator as soon as possible. Try to not argue in the first place and be nice to each other. Number 2. Bypassing. Bypassing means getting past Roblox's automatic chat filters to say words they don't allow. We do not want people saying any inappropriate or swear words ever. If Roblox does let a swear go through, it's still against the game rules, so you can still get reported for it. Implying swears also counts as bypassing. Trying to hint at any swear using bleep, censored, or just symbols like this is against our rules. We just want the chat to be safe for all ages. Number 3. NSFW. NSFW stands for not safe for work. It means you should not do or say anything that you wouldn't do or say in a work environment, such as at your job or at school. Things that fall under this category are adult behavior and messages, graphic gore and violence. This includes detailed descriptions of characters harming others, laying eggs, or other gory situations. Number 4. Banned roleplays. The following roleplays are banned from the game: lab roleplays, forced or non-consensual pet or art roleplays, slavery roleplays, which can include forced and non-consensual factory or worker roleplays, and cannibalism roleplays. Cannibalism is especially not okay because it is against Roblox's own terms of service. You don't want to get banned from Wings of Fire, and especially not Roblox altogether. This can get you sent to the staff room for a private discussion or temporarily banned if you are disrespectful or refuse to listen to us. Number 5. Exploiting. Exploiting is using a third-party source to hack into the game to do things regular players can't, such as spawning in random items, removing body parts, gaining access to unreleased accessories, changing material of accessories or dragon parts, and turning dragon's colors that are not in the tribe palette. Exploiting will get you permanently banned, so do not risk it, ever. Number 6. Raids or cults. Raids are groups of people who get together to disrupt roleplays or try to cause lag for other players. Stating it is a cult is also not allowed. You can be reported for hosting or even taking part in these. Number 7. Mini-modding or admin impersonation. Mini-modding is defined as someone who does not have administrative power trying to do the job of someone as if they did have the power. You should not be telling people to not do something or to tell them that X is against the rules. You're going to be banned. What you can do is suggest to people, hey, I think this is against the rules, or is that allowed? A further offense of this is impersonating admins altogether. You cannot try to pretend to be an existing admin or try to convince people that you are an admin. Impersonating the staff can get you banned permanently. Number 8. False information. You should never spread false information ever. This can include things like false development, release dates, fake rules, or harmful information about staff. Release dates don't exist. We never have them or estimates, so don't even try to spread them. Number 9. Ban evading. Evading is using an alternate account to access the game when you were banned for breaking a rule. If you evade any ban, even a temporary one, your punishment becomes permanent. Always wait out your temporary bans, as they were made with good reasons, and we always have proof of what people do or say. If you were banned and you think it may be false, and you want to appeal it to get unbanned, you can join the Talons of Peace Discord and message an Animus. If you cannot access Discord, you are welcome to ask someone who does have it to message us for you. Number 10. Spamming. Spamming or flooding the chat is sending multiple messages, short or long, of the same words, paragraph, or emojis. It gets annoying, and it disrupts players. It's not funny, so please don't do it. Number 11. Character theft. You can be punished for taking inspiration or stealing designs of other players without their permission. Things like taking a picture of them to copy later or trying to copy a design from memory are not okay. If you like someone's design and are inspired to make one like them, ask them first. If you steal a design or an entire character, your save will be completely wiped and you may get banned for repeated offenses. Hi, Editor Sika here. I forgot to put this in, but there have been a few rising cases of people stealing sushi wing. I don't know about my other OCs, but just know that I'm not okay with this. And you can ask me to cosplay or make one of my characters, but I don't want that to happen at all. So please don't. And if you have a morph or something, just please get rid of it. Okay, back to your regularly scheduled program. The only exception to this is Bellasaurus' characters. She has stated to us that she is okay with people cosplaying her characters only if you include credit and if you are not pretending to be her. Number 12. Banned topics. The following topics should never be mentioned, discussed, roleplayed, or created cosplays of. Country humans, dragons, or personified countries. They are built off of racist and offensive stereotypes tied to each country and should not be brought up in any way. You cannot have holiday dragons either, as it can easily slip into being the country the holiday is from. We do not want people applying real-life accents to dragons either, so that we can avoid any potential stereotyping. Hazbin Hotel and Hell of a Boss. These shows are rated 18+ due to their mature and adult topics that children under 18 and without parental guidance should not be exposed to. You should not have anything related to these shows in your characters' names or bios either, including voice claims or personality inspiration, skinwalkers, or wendigos. These creatures are of Native American folklore and should not be talked about, especially because they are from the closed culture. They are widely misconceptualized, especially by Hollywood depictions of them, and we do not want any appropriation in the game. I suggest doing some research on the creatures and learning the true folklore behind them so that you can understand why they should not be mentioned. And now, onto some non-reportable things. If you do end up accidentally reporting these, you won't get in trouble. This is just here to help guide you for what's okay to do. Number 1. Roleplay disrespect. Sometimes it is a part of people's characters to be mean or snarky to others, but if it goes too far and they swear at people, that's when you should report it. Sometimes people have not understood that it's in the roleplay, so just double check that it's a roleplay first before reporting it too. Number 2. Slight violence. Small things like kills, punches and teeth fall out, or throws off cliff are okay. You can go slightly more in detail than that, but just don't go overboard. Number 3. Slight swearing like hell or damn are okay if used casually, just don't use them towards other players, since that's disrespectful and it breaks rule number 1. Number 4. Things like non-graphic egg-laying are also okay. Just, again, be sure you or the other player aren't going too into detail. Number 5. Dragons as art if it is consensual and as long as it's not abusive. Or pets if you are cosplaying a real-life animal. You just cannot roleplay as a pet dragon. Number 6. Harmless bugs. Some bugs are okay to do because they don't break the game drastically, such as Roomba, Batwing, Floorwing, flipping through walls accidentally, or glitching out of the map or skybox. Number 7. Sharing development is always okay as long as you know it's true and as long as it was shared publicly. Sometimes things can get misinformed or exaggerated and spread around really fast, so make sure what you're saying is true. Number 8. Sometimes kids get confused or misinformed over what admins and developers can do or share. This is okay. It's a part of the learning experience and they shouldn't be punished for it. You can always redirect them to what is actually true, and for admins specifically, you can redirect them to my guide from an admin video. Number 9. Although controversial, experienced roleplays are not reportable. With the game being free, younger kids have had easier access to the game, and older players sometimes want to roleplay with people their own age. The only time it becomes reportable is when they are being disrespectful or rude to younger players or players that they deem inexperienced. Finally, the last category are situations that are heavily discouraged, meaning they aren't reportable, but we heavily request that you do not do them. Experienced roleplays in general. We don't like players being rude or discriminatory towards younger players or players who don't know how to roleplay. We suggest helping players learn how to play the game and gain experience that way rather than being mean to them and shutting them out. Praising or bowing to staff. We understand we are sometimes seen as important people or godlike, but we are just players and just people like yourselves. There's not too much that's special about us, so it's very awkward for us if you bow to us or hail or praise us. We're just here to handle a report or sometimes hang out just with other players. Admin hunting. Sometimes we send out server-wide announcements for rule reminders, and people tend to search for us or hunt us down. 90% of the time, we are in the staff room, in a private location away from the map, or have left the server right after, so there is no use in trying to find us. If we feel like talking or making ourselves known, we will. Begging. It can be okay if you ask us once or twice for a picture, a request, or a showcase, but if we say no to something, please do not continue to beg for it or demand it multiple times. It gets annoying and it tires us out and it just makes us want to leave. So please respect us if we do not want to do something. Game suggestions. We have a forum in our Discord server specifically for it, so you can go to that. You shouldn't suggest something or tell us that we should add something or tell us to pass it to the developers for consideration. We don't always want to talk about game development. It's better to leave the suggestions in a place that the developers will look at when they have time to. When questions. We do not have times or release dates or estimates for anything in development ever. So please avoid any when questions about anything regarding development. Please be patient, updates will come when they are ready. This list was the updated rules as of this video being posted, and I will include a link to a document that explains the rules in the description that will be updated if anything needs to be. Please use this video as a reference for reporting players if you ever need to, and help share it to other players who might not have access to Discord. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next adventure. Hi, Editor Sika here again. I totally forgot that while this video was in progress, about a week or so ago, I hit 1,000 subscribers for the first time ever. I've had a lot of YouTube channels in the past, and they haven't really made it above a couple hundred, and this past little revamp of me choosing to go this route and make content on a game that I'm passionate about, it's amazing, and I can't believe that so many of you are here just to support me like this. And I've met so many of you in game too, and you say that you're a fan of me, or that you're inspired by me, or that, like, I'm your idol or something. I didn't know that that was already becoming the whole thing. I appreciate it so much. I cannot wait to see where this channel goes.